Hello everyone, it's Yin Yang Total War, and I am back with another episode of our new series, Unofficial Free LC Campaigns. In the last episode, we ravaged Central Bretonia as Mullick Slugtongue. However, in the final battle for Bastogne, a thought occurred. Where is the lord of these lands, the one known as the Beastslayer? Surely he would have given us the fight we were looking for. Well, today, we will be answering just that question. Presenting Bohemond the Beastslayer, Duke of Bastogne and descendant of the Green Knight himself. Bohemond is a heroic knight, renowned warrior, and, as his namesake suggests, a beast slayer, having brought low many beasts, not least of which including a dragon. However, much like history's Richard the Lionhearted, he is much more interested in campaigning and crusading than he is ruling, which brings us to why his lands were abandoned of their greatest champion. In this campaign, we will focus on just that crusade, or errantry as the Bretonians call it, to the World's Edge Mountains and beyond, where Duke Bohemond hunts greenskins and other foul creatures. Taking a look at his campaign effects, you can see Bohemond inspires the other characters around him, granting 2 recruit rank bonus, melee bonus, and defense bonuses, as well as battle reinforcement times being cut in half for all armies in his faction. On the other side, he has +4 chivalry per turn, an upkeep reduction of Grail Knights, and the Blessing of the Lady passive ability, granting 15 plus damage resistance as long as Bohemond does not flee. But enough of staring at him, let's get this crusade started. And jumping right in with Bohemond the Beastslayer, you can see that we start in the province of the Desolation of Drakenmoor. I'm sorry, with the settlement of the Desolation of Drakenmoor in the province of the Blasted Waste. So, looking at the Desolation of Drakenmoor, you can see that you're going to be starting with a level 1 barracks, a level 1 stables, and a level 1 guardhouse. You'll also start with a
The lady is with you.
damsel of the beast variety.
I go
She
hence.
is very good,
Grant me your gifts,
although
my
I
lady.
would personally prefer a heavens so that we can start dropping lightning and comets on people, but that's okay. You will also start with a small variety of troops, some being better than others. It just really depends. What you are guaranteed to start with, however, is questing knights, Grail Knights, men-at-arms, and the Beast Slayers of Bastogne. You want to keep these guys alive because you won't be able to re-recruit them until you hit the required rank, unfortunately. Not sure why that is.
My reputation precedes me.
Let's actually take a look out at the greater area. So if you're familiar with this map, you have a pretty good sense of where you are, but if you're not, you're starting in the eastern edges of the World Edge Mountain. Right here, actually. The Blasted Wastes are what's around you. So you're going to have the Howling Rock to your southeast, the Blasted Expanse to your northeast, the Silver Pinnacle to your north, the World's Edge Archway to your direct south, Mount Gunbad with Skarsnik right there, and you should have the Dwarfs of Karak Kadrin right over here. However, in the meantime, you have the Red-Eye Greenskins dominating this area. So, in your first move, what you're obviously going to do is you're going to take out old Dusty here, and then you're going to move north or move south, depending on which one you prefer. Personally, I prefer to take out Dusty and hit the Howling Rock. So that's what we're going to do. But before we do that, let's talk about the Monstrous Arcanum, which is the special mechanic that has been taken from the Norskins and given to Bohemond the Beastslayer, because obviously he's a Beastslayer. Unfortunately, it was mostly copy pasted, so none of this has changed. I do believe, however, the rewards are different than they were before. Obviously, you're not going to be taking any of these bad boys home, but that aside, that's more of a mid-game thing, and we are still in the early game. So let's mess up Dusty, right? And there he goes, the man, the myth, the legend, Bohemond the Beastslayer. He's really rocking that mace, and that wouldn't be my choice, but I can get down with it. I just look at these Bretonnians and I think back to the days when I was still a kid shopping at the toy store, and I would see statuettes and minis like this, and it was always so cool. Like, this was before I knew about Warhammer. This was before Total War came out, and I would buy a bunch of these. I'd take them home, I'd set them up, and I guess I'd play Total War before it was a thing. Anyway, let's check out what's going on the rest of the battlefield. Over here we've got our Bretonnian spearmen, some swordsmen, a couple of swords without shields, they're gonna do all right, and some archers, not to mention the Beastslayers of Bastogne. These guys are going to be Bohemond's select squires, right? They've been with him through several campaigns, and they're doing great. In the middle, we've got the Grail Damsel of Beast. She looks like she's ready to do some battle too. All that being said, none of these guys, unfortunately, are going to be ready for what is coming. Right? You look at what they're bringing. They've got spears, they've got swords, they've got some kind of fork thing, and then you've got this. Real professional warriors, right? Well, maybe not professional, but brutal nevertheless. We got the Orc Biggins. We got two units of Black Orc. We've got the Goblin Archers as support, and just look at this big boss. He's not playing. I do like his color scheme though. And it looks like we have begun to engage with a light peppering of the enemy. I wish that we had more archers, but here we stand. Now, if you guys notice that my greenskins look a little bit different from your greenskins, that is going to be thanks once again to Spoilstorm for one of his awesome reskins. I believe he's planning on getting to everyone eventually, but we will see. Heading back on up to the top with the Bretonnians. And it looks like the greenskins have had about enough. Now, if you're wondering why we didn't just go ahead and charge right in, do a hammer and anvil, well, because Bohemond's not the type of guy who's going to throw lives away, right? Does he value peasants? Somewhat, but not as much as he could. But on the battlefield, he's not going to just throw their lives away either. Now, if you're wondering why Bohemond just went right on past the orcs, that is to take out their goblin support. We don't want any supporting fire coming in, shooting us while we're doing our work. And man, you just gotta love the way those goblins fly when those horses come in. Although I believe since 3.1, everyone is flying when they get hit by a Grail Knight, which is kind of funny, but also pretty wrong. Not saying I won't take it though. Whatever helps get us through. And here we are with our swordsmen doing the best that they can. Bohemond should feel just a little bit ashamed of himself for not even bothering to get these guys some shields, but that's okay. Losses were always going to happen. And it looks like we've already got some people fleeing, unfortunately. And it looks like the big boss has come as well, threatening the damsel. The Grail Knights are not going to have any of that. Not that it's ever going to keep this green skin down for long, but here comes Bohemond in to deal with this guy. So let's leave them to it. Back over here, we've got the Beastslayers doing the best that they can against these green skin, black wolves. And it looks like we are slowly wiping out their flank. And with that, it does look like, well, it looks like a mosh pit, but it looks like the greenskins are beginning to flee. Even Big Boss here, Old Dusty, what a name. Old Dusty has decided to leave the field. So, without further ado, I will see you back on the campaign. All right, and not our easiest victory, but a victory nonetheless. And our army has gained a blessing of the lady. Awesome. We definitely needed that.
Pious.
So instead of charging directly into the arms of our enemy, what we're going to do is we're going to take a turn and recoup just a little bit. We're going to change the configuration of our army to be something a little bit more suitable. And we're going to start researching. So, as you'll notice, this research tree is going to be a little bit different. That is thanks to Lily's Bretonia overhaul. Something that I would love to touch on. However, I want this focus to stay on Bohemond the Beastslayer. So what we're going to do instead is we're just going to go about it like it's normal. So like I said, you have two choices. The more, I'd say, crusader of the two choices is going to be going for the Decrees of Bretonia. That will get you into the Green Tide very quickly. By turn 7 you'll have that, and then by turn, I want to say If I turn 15, you would have the Grey Mountain Watch. I'm sorry, if I turn 9. 10. There we go. If I turn 10, you would have the Grey Mountain Watch. But we're not going to go for that this turn. What we're going to do is we're going to go for the chivalric code so that I can start working on getting my boys lined up, because Bretonia is in trouble, even though we are not aware of it over on this side of the map. I know from our last playthrough that they definitely have it cut out for them. So I want to be able to help them as well as maintain my crusade.
Yes.
Or errantry, as I said before.
Let's hope we can. Tis done.
Armored.
Welcome to fair Bretonia.
Just so.
Armored in. The lady grants you safe passage. All right.
And naturally, none of them are incredibly pleased with me after leaving Bretonia to its own defenses, being that Bastogne is probably the strongest of the central Bretonian dukedom, duchies, yes, whichever one you want to say.
Lord of Bretonia.
And we're going to go ahead and upgrade our barracks as well. Okay, we will take the Knights of the Flame. We're going to drop those and those. So, for those of you who do not watch my Archaon Let's Play, the Refugees of War is a system brought to us by Recruit Defeated Legendary Lords, and using the mod configuration tool, you can actually dictate how you want that to occur, right? So I want everyone's preferences to be me, the player, and I want 5 dilemmas per turn, as long as the dilemmas are as long as factions are dying, right? And finally, I use the cross race experimental mode, which is going to allow me to have any race come over and join me if they want to. Now I can turn this on, I can turn this off. It doesn't really matter in terms of playability, because I like to be able to recruit from all over the place. And this is just the Lords and Hero. This is just the Lords, excuse me, and legendary heroes. But you won't all of a sudden get a bunch of soldiers that you don't know where they came from. So that's one thing that's good.
My strength and wisdom.
All right, and jumping straight into our battle for Howling Rock. And starting our second battle with the Greenskins. Unfortunately, we won't probably be seeing old Dusty again, but we'll be killing off his comrades here soon. You know, I still feel real bad for the Bretonian peasants. Almost can't help it. Not these guys, though. These guys are about as jacked as a Bretonian gets, right? And it looks like our enemy started as far back as they could to prolong their own deaths, which is something I definitely understand. Not that it'll help them, but I do understand. Bohemond has taken up position over here behind this rock structure, just ready to come around and surprise the enemy, who doesn't realize that that is where he has gone. And it looks like the goblins are trying to create a little more distance, realizing that we're coming across this battlefield. Alright, here's their orcs. Probably the only unit in their roster that's going to give any real concern. Although I would be remiss to say that the wolves aren't at least somewhat concerning, especially for our archers.
It's our penance to fight. We are worthy.
And it looks like they have decided to open up with a magic blast, killing 2 of our Bretonian peasants. Unfortunately, our sorcerer does not have any kind of projectile slinging spells just yet. Hopefully we can resolve that by the end of this Let's Play. Oh, and round 2 looks like it's coming straight for her. It definitely did. But she has begun healing already. And we're returning with volley fire. Ooh. And it looks like the goblins have had enough of being peppered. They are ready to engage. And as they pour in, so too does Bohemond swing around to once again wipe out their support. There will be no archer support coming from here. And while I won't say too much for the Bretonnians, I will say, at least in Goblins, they have met a pretty equal match. And here come the cavalry again. I thought that goblin's head got lopped off. Not that it's not in the realm of possibility for sure. There's Bohemond manhandling their wizard. And it looks like the fleeing has begun. That would be it. So with that, I will see you all back on the campaign map. All right, and Howling Rock is ours. Not
My
quite
strength
the
and wisdom are yours.
once again amount of losses that I would prefer to take, but that's okay, because it's mostly peasant. Speaking of peasants, I think it's time to recruit a couple more.
My reputation precedes me.
Now, something that you want to start doing early is making Bohemond your champion. As you can see, sometimes he struggles a little bit, which is kind of a common theme with a lot of these custom lords. Unfortunately, they're not as good of duelists as, say, some of the generic lords or DLC lords that have come out. And that's because it's constant need for balancing, and with CA's balance changes all the time. It just sometimes it gets out of hand, and when you're making a mod, people complain less if you're a little underpowered versus overpowered. All right, moving on to the next turn.
I will indulge you.
And now moving north.
Leaving.
I think we can handle a couple more peasants, even though that will send us a little bit over our limit. Let's get some Bolon.
Valiant lord.
And it looks like we have a building upgrade available. I'd say it'd probably be a good idea to get a livery.
Armored in faith.
It looks like the Queen of the Lamians, Neferata herself, has come down out of her castle. We will see if that becomes anything. I imagine she's interested in taking the Blasted Expanse. And she has. Well, folks, looks like our crusade has just taken a turn from green to pale. We are going to be fighting the undead going forward. The Forge Bound, I think. The Druzina Enclave. I might use an Ice Witch later. And while I hate to engage with Neferata with so few actual knights or anything, we're gonna do it.
For Bretonia!
Thankfully, it's just her and a bunch of skeletons. So, jumping straight into our first battle against the undead. We do unfortunately have them at a bit of a disadvantage. I only say unfortunate because it is Neferata's first showcase on the channel. Not that it's going to diminish her at all. Speaking of, let's see if we can find her. Oh, there she is. Looking very cool and every bit like a Dynasty Warriors custom created character. And I can't say the same about her zombies being very cool. Not loving this flesh-colored pocket pouch, we'll call it. Not my favorite thing in the world, I'll say that much. Alright, and as she has started to connect, it looks like Bohemond has started to do his thing as well. Time to break some bones. Very nice. And let's see how Neferata's doing. Oh, I'm gonna guess that she's here. There she is. Shaming some of our greatest warriors.
Send them back to their hells!
And elsewhere, it does look like her line is already starting to crumble. Ooh. And it looks like Bohemond has taken this upon himself. But as the rest of her army has fallen, I believe we can call this one a victory, and I will see you in the campaign map. All right, and Neferata was not insurmountable. She was very strong herself, but her army just fell apart, unfortunately. And we're going to go ahead and occupy the Blasted Expanse. That puts us in control of a majority of the Blasted Waste, with only the Silver Pinnacle left standing.
For now, yes.
As for Bohemond, we're going to give him some bonded service. That way, on his next wave of recruitment, it'll be even cheaper. We're going to wait on that until we get our library finished. So, continuing on from there, we definitely don't need these buildings. I say we get some production going from those two.
Yes.
And we give our Lady Damsel the Flock of Doom. It's a hard toss-up between that and the Amber Spear, but I feel like the Flock of Doom helps more at the end of the day. No, thank you. Definitely no thank you. Nagash has absorbed the followers of Nagash. Well, good thing he didn't absorb Lamia, because I definitely don't feel like dealing with him right now.
Blessings of the lady be upon you. I concur.
I'd say we'll be pretty close to perfect by the time we reach up here. So let's recruit some Knights Errant. And let's start down the path of Confederation. Now, the Heraldry of Montfort is going to land me Montfort and my own castle, as well as the legendary Lord of Montfort, whose name I'm forgetting right at this moment. Give me just a second.
Protector of the realm.
Folkard. I really like Folkard. He's a very cool, down to earth, doesn't take a dump on his peasantry kind of guy. You know what I mean? And hopefully we can do something to help Bordello, because Aquitaine has already fallen, which, no big surprise there. All right, let's start building some money makers, and we'll end this turn. No, thanks to the Iron Skin. Definitely not them. I'll take a Gizlite.
Highest.
Who is this? The Rebel Lords of Nanyang. Well, in most instances, I would not believe that raiding a convoy, or caravan, excuse me, was the noble thing to do. But these guys are rebels. Rebels to a land that we don't know, but still rebels. And it is a heck of a moneymaker.
Cease.
Although I'm sure that we need to focus most of our attention on the Silver Pinnacle.
Yes.
Very tough choice there. No, we will do the noble thing, and we will attack the vampires, not the people who didn't do anything to us. Now, this is showing a valiant defeat, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and siege them a little bit. Hopefully that'll help us out, at least approaching the walls. Because I believe in a actual fight, we could take them. It's mostly zombies after all. But in a in a siege situation, we might have the disadvantage. Oh.
For the lady!
Let's continue.
Mountain folk come to treat. I hope you have something worthy to offer.
The neck snappers, no thanks. The Awakened have also joined. Oh no, they have declared war on the legions of Nagash. Nice.
Honor and
soul. This impudence.
On the poor side,
No.
we're going to have to still wait to attack the Silver Pinnacle at least one more turn. On the positive side, they didn't think they could win if they came out, so that's good for us. And continuing on.
Bow before the rightful lords of this land, and I'll hear your demands.
I don't think that we're going to trade with slavers. No thanks, no thanks, no thanks, definitely not. You can keep that.
For the lion!
All right, and here it is. It's about to go down. We're gonna fight some undead. We're gonna take the Silver Pinnacle, and this is going to unfortunately be the final battle of this Let's Play. But without further ado, let's get into it. Jumping into our final and most bloody battle, it's easy to forget how strong the individual vampires can be. But it's not going to stop us from taking this city and finally bringing an end to the original vampirus. And looking at these towers now kind of reminds me of D-Day, because I'm looking at these moving tanks, basically full transports. Sorry, these moving transports full of people who aren't gonna make it, but they're sure gonna try. And it should be opening any second now.
The enchantress grants us
And there we go. Everyone has their orders, and they will begin to execute them. And unfortunately, just against this kind of enemy, it's always going to turn into a grind fight. If you can't crush their resolve early, you're just going to end up fighting them forever. And with 3 heroes in this castle, there was just no way. Now, I hope at some point that the lore of Beast gets redone, kind of like they redid the lore of Fire, because I think they could do so much better with the effects for the Flock of Doom, for example. I mean, the way that they've made Hordes work, you could definitely make the Flock of Doom into an actual murder of crows. And there's Genevieve. Those Black Knights looking pretty sick. I'm really digging the green glow.
Battle ready!
Oh, and here come the Grail Knights to assist their lord.
Glory awaits! Battle ready! Battle calls!
Bohemond really proving himself the champion of Bastogne. And our Grail Knights appear to be invincible against these undead. carving another path through these
With you.
zombies.
Smash the wall!
And here comes Genevieve.
Honor awaits! We fight as real companions! On to glory! For the Lady of the Lake!
Ooh.
For the Lady!
And a little lady on lady fighting. And Bohemond in to end this. And there she goes. And so goes the battle with her. The last holding vampire has fallen. All right, and though that was a Pyrrhic victory, it was a victory. And what a battle that was. We're going to occupy the Silver Pinnacle, erasing the Lamian Sisterhood, and bringing our episode to a close. Guys, if you enjoyed the Bohemond the Beastslayer campaign, then please, please, please jump into the workshop. Subscribe to Mixu's Legendary Lords. There are so many campaigns out there just from his mod alone, right, that you could be having, and honestly, I can't wait to share more of them with you. Next time we might go to someone else's mod, just give one of those Legendary Lords a try. But if you have someone that you would like to see specifically, definitely drop it down in the comment section. I want to know. I will switch around my order in which I'm planning on doing this to accommodate that. I am very much still having fun, so any suggestions, comments, anything that you guys have that could help me do this better, please let me know, because I am still learning. And I hope that you guys are enjoying what we've got so far, and that it'll only keep getting better. Also, coming up soon, we are going to be jumping back into the series of mods, or of my mod list, checking out all those individual mods, what they do, and how they can make your gameplay better. But without further ado, to all my friends, wherever you are, good morning, good evening, and good night. Thanks again to everyone for watching. I really couldn't do this without the support of my family, friends, and everyone who is helping me take my dream of becoming a content creator to the next level. I believe this channel will only get better as time goes on, so if you want to aid me in this journey, all I ask is you do what the kids say.
Comment, like, and subscribe!
Thanks guys, and we'll see you in the next one.